Ford engineers were ordered to design your car to brake. We have the documents. Every time your check engine light turns on, someone gets paid. Not to fix it, to keep you coming back. Your repair bill is not bad luck. It was scheduled. Inside Ford's engineering division, there is a document. It lists by year and by mileage exactly when your transmission will fail. We pulled it, and what it says will make you angry. Internal engineering memos, lawsuit filings, whistleblower testimony from 4 of the biggest automakers on Earth. What we found is not a theory. It is a system. A coordinated, profitable, deliberate system designed to make sure you never fix your own car again. What you are about to see has been buried for years. Here's what they built and why. But before we get to the documents, you need to understand what happened to a $5 window switch. Because this one part tells you everything about how they did it. It was not laws. It was not recalled parts. It was a software update. And once you hear how it works, you will never look at your dashboard the same way again. Section 1. The digital lock. In 1995, if your window switch broke, you went to a junkyard. You paid $5. You plugged it in. The truck worked. Today, if you do the exact same thing on a modern Ford or Chevrolet, the truck rejects it. Not because the switch is broken, not because the part is defective, because it does not have the right serial number. Every component in a modern vehicle now carries a digital identification code. When you install a replacement part, the main computer scans it. If the serial number does not match the manufacturer's approved list, the system locks. The part is physically perfect. The wiring is fine. The mechanics are sound. But the truck will not function until you tow it to a dealership, where a technician charges you $150 to plug in a laptop and click one button labeled Approved. One button. They have digitized the wrench. And they have kept the password for themselves. This is not a safety feature. It is the execution of the independent repair market. A tax on every repair that does not flow through their service desk. At $180 to $220 per hour. Section 2. The physical blockade. Before they locked the software, they locked the hardware. In 1990, changing a headlight bulb on a Chevy Silverado took 30 seconds and a flathead screwdriver. On a modern truck, you have to remove the entire plastic wheel well liner just to reach the same bulb. On many German vehicles, the manufacturers have deleted the transmission dipstick entirely. There is no way to check your own fluid level. You trust a dashboard sensor. When that sensor fails, and they do, you are not buying a replacement sensor. You are buying a new transmission. $4,000 to $7,000. But the most expensive design decision is the cab-off repair. On the Ford Super Duty, several major engine repairs require the mechanic to physically lift the entire cab of the truck off the frame to access the engine block. What used to be a 2-hour job in the driveway is now a $4,000 labor invoice. You cannot change a head gasket without a $10,000 commercial vehicle lift. Manufacturers call this modern aerodynamics and packaging efficiency. That is not what this is. This is a checkpoint. Look at the engine bay. Feel overwhelmed. Hand over the card. And come back in 60,000 miles. When the next scheduled failure arrives, here is what they did not expect. Independent mechanics started fighting back. Bootleg diagnostic software. Jailbreak firmware sold by farmers in Eastern Europe for $50. The repair underground is growing, and it is real. If this is making you angry, hit that like button now. Because what comes next is the document they spent 6 years trying to bury. Section 3. The battery ransom. Think about the simplest possible maintenance task. Replacing a dead battery. A 10-minute job unchanged since 1920. On many modern BMW and Ford vehicles, changing the battery yourself will destroy it. Here is exactly how. You buy a replacement battery at an auto parts store. You install it yourself. The alternator does not recognize the new battery. It treats the new battery like the old dying battery and overcharges it. In 30 days, your $200 battery is ruined. To prevent this, you have to register the new battery to the car's computer. How do you register it? You go to the dealership. You pay them $150 to $200 to click a single button. They call it a battery registration fee. That is what they renamed the ransom. A simple voltage threshold algorithm could register any compatible battery automatically. The technology exists. They chose not to use it. Because the choice that cost you $200 generates $3 billion in collective dealership revenue every single year. They turned the most basic maintenance task in automotive history into a recurring fee. And they did it quietly, because no one tells you this at the point of sale. Section 4. The leaked documents. Now we get to what they tried to bury. In 2019, internal Ford engineering documents were leaked in a class action lawsuit. Those documents showed something the company had never admitted publicly. Engineers were given specific instructions to design components with deliberate failure points timed to occur just outside the standard warranty period. Not accidents. Not cost-cutting. Instructions. Scheduled failures embedded into the design specification. The same year, a former BMW engineer speaking under legal protection revealed that the company maintains detailed failure analysis reports for every component in every vehicle model. Those reports are used to set warranty coverage periods. The warranty ends by design just before the expected failure date. General Motors was caught programming their engine control modules to generate false diagnostic codes. Codes that forced owners into dealerships for repairs the vehicle did not actually need. $800 to $1,200 per visit. Nothing wrong with the vehicle. BMW then attempted to charge customers $18 a month to use the heated seats already installed and fully functional in their own car. Toyota tried to charge a monthly fee for the remote start on a key fob the customer already owned. You bought the seat. You own the heating element. They put a digital toll booth between you and your own property. This is not a fee. This is rent on your own property. But the Ford documents and the BMW testimony are just the beginning. There is a third piece of evidence, one that was not leaked. It was court-ordered, and it answers the one question that every driver in America should be asking. How much did they know? And when did they know it? And now for the part they are most afraid of you knowing. Electric vehicles are not the solution. They are the next stage. Tesla battery packs are engineered to degrade and require full replacement after 8 to 10 years. Replacement costs $15,000 to $20,000. The battery cannot be repaired. Individual cells cannot be replaced. The entire pack must be swapped. And Tesla controls the entire supply chain. No third-party option. No aftermarket source. No junkyard equivalent. Every other major manufacturer is building their EVs exactly the same way. Non-serviceable battery cells. Proprietary charging systems, software-locked features, subscription access to functions you already own. The combustion engine gave you options. The EV gives you a lease on transportation disguised as ownership. The question is not whether this will get worse. It will. The question is, what happens when the manufacturers finally turn off access remotely to vehicles that families depend on to survive? There is one more document we have not shown you. And it answers that question.